Hey besties, welcome back to the Cozy Corner. It's your girl Jen, and if you're new here, welcome. Just a regular college student, Cal State Dominguez. But if you're not new here, welcome back to the channel. So, it is officially July, and I am going to talk about my July TBR. It is a hefty one, and I'm scared for my life because last month was also a hefty one, and it put me in a reading slump. But hey, this time is fine because we're finishing up a series. Woohoo! If not finishing up, we're at least going to get caught up because I'm so tired. So go ahead and read my June TBR wrap up video before you read this one, and so that you will understand my pain. But essentially, I'm finishing up this series that people either love or hate, and I won't lie. So far, it's sitting at a 4-star series. However, it is too fucking long. Jennifer L. Armentrout, what are you doing? So, so if you don't know, let me talk about it real quick. This is a Flesh and Fire series that actually takes place before the Blood and Ash series. And so, if you don't know, the Blood and Ash series is about this world who's overrun with vampires, werewolves, and vampires who were created, or no, I'm so sorry, zombie vampires that were created by these other vampires that are split up between the good vampires or the bad vampires. And so, it's a long fucking story that if you care, you can go ahead and watch my other video and come back. Oh, wait. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. But, anyways, so because I don't want to spoil too much of the video, and also I honestly have no idea what some of these books are about, we're just going to dive right into it. So, Sarah has been kidnapped. She's been imprisoned by this creepy pedophile. Well, not really, but like, who's asking, right? Possible, but that's alleged. But anyways, the math is not mathing, sis. Anyways, so she's been kidnapped by this guy who like is supposedly like in love with her, but not really. He likes her for who she could be, not what she is. You know what I'm saying? So a long fucking time ago, this guy, we're just gonna call him Coldest from now on, fell in love with this random girl who was bathing in the forest one day, and she decides, you're creepy as fuck, validly decides to run off a cliff and kill herself because she'd rather be dead than be with this person because she chose the bear. She chose the bear, y'all. And what happened was he tried to bring her back to life and it didn't work, and so he asked his brother for help and it didn't. He said fuck no, I'm good. And then it like started this whole war, and yeah, he Colas ended up killing his brother and like trying to take his power so that he could resurrect this person. But Uno reverse card, Ethos is his brother's name that we're going to call him from now on, and he decides to pull an Uno reverse card and like puts Satoria's soul into like a reincarnation event sort of thing where like each reincarnation she's placed into a random person's body. This random person will live their life like as they will. Satoria will be dormant as fuck, and she's like basically this entire thing is meant to like avoid Colas from ever finding out who she is and like having her for his own because she's already said no, girly pop consent. So anyways, Serafina ends up becoming Satoria's I guess dormant like placeholder essentially. Like Satoria is just hanging out in Serafina's body, and Colas at the end of the book before this realizes that Satoria, well, actually no, sorry, Serafina says that hey, if you kill me, because they were currently in like locked in a battle of locked in a form of combat or some shit like that. She tells him like, hey, if you kill me, Satoria is gonna be gone forever. So I don't think you want to do that, big girl. And he's like, oh fuck. And so he takes her kid. He takes her prisoner, and so we're just gonna follow the rest of the story. But allegedly, well, not allegedly, like evidently, Ash is Serafina's guy. He decides to come by and save Serafina because obviously that's his baby girl. It didn't work out, and now Ash is also in prison, and so Serafina has to be like the big girl on top, or the big girl on block. Here we go, and go save her and her man's. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm like 75 pages in. I don't have a bookmark in this book because I'm reading it on my Kindle. So we're just gonna say that I'm reading it right now. Next book is gonna be another. This is still part of the Flesh and Fire series. I have no idea what this is about, but hey, this is Born of Blood and Ash. The previous book was called A Fire in the Flesh. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna end up going back to the future essentially, and finding out why Colas has been resurrected. Or no, we know that, but we know why. But we find out that Colas has been resurrected, and now we're gonna go defeat the big bad. But before that, though, we have to read A Fall of Ruin and Wrath. It's available on Libby. I'm gonna be reading it there. I don't have a physical copy, and I don't plan to get a physical copy because it's annoying as this 4-star series is. I don't plan to buy more books from this series. I would rather just read it on an e-reader version. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we're gonna read A Fall of Ruin and Wrath before we go into A Soul of Ash and Blood, and then again on Libby online on Kindle, we're gonna read Visions of Flesh and Blood, and then hopefully we will be caught up with the series until like September. So then we can finish it. I just feel like I'm in too deep now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still in a slump. I'm still heavily in a slump, but this is what these other books are for. So next we have Seven for a Secret. This is an art copy that I received from a giveaway on Goodreads. Highly, highly recommend if you ever want to like enter giveaways on Goodreads. They have a giveaways portion, and should you win, they have both physical copies and e-reader, like Kindle copies that you can win. And this was a book that I had won. And I am so not conceited, but like I feel very grateful that I got this copy because guys, this comes out in like September or like I forget when, but like it comes out much later. And like this is an arc. Like what the heck? It literally says this is an uncorrective advance proof, not for sale. So like it's an arc. And anyways, I'm excited to read this. This is about a girl who ends up like getting she lives in this town, this like backwater town, and like a bunch of females ended up going missing and like never they have not returned, but this girl does. And so she wants to find out what the fuck happened to her because I guess she doesn't remember. And so she ends up going down this rabbit hole of like finding out what's going on. And I'm honestly really excited to read this. This is like definitely out of my comfort zone. This is like mystery thriller, and I'm excited for it. But next, we have A Song to Drown Rivers, and I have no idea what this book is about because I didn't feel like reading the plot synopsis, but Jamie Falk on YouTube, if you're watching this, Jamie, hey girly, she recommended this on every single one of her videos. She actually just did a video a couple days ago, um, which were like, if I could reread books, then I would reread these books. And this was like one of her rereads. And every single time she talks about this one, she gets very like enamored and enigmatic and like just really hypes this book up. And so I'm like, sure, girly pop, I'll read this. I will hopefully enjoy it because girl, I need some help out here. I need a 5-star book because I've not found one this year. I'm in a slump. I'm so sorry, I'm in a slump. Anyway, so yeah, that was A Song to Drown Rivers. And so now we're gonna go back into the next series that I'm gonna read, and I'm actually really excited to read this again because Jamie Foxx recommended it, and a lot of people have recommended it, like Freya, Ellen Catherine, I think read this one, and like essentially every single booktuber that I like have like watched on YouTube like recommends this series. This is the This is the Caraval trilogy, and we're essentially following like a I don't even know to be honest. This is like a Hunger Games, like trials and magic and romance, of course, because of course we have to have romance. But I'm diving into the Stephanie Garber world. So once I'm done with this, the next month, which will be September, I will be reading the what do you call it? The Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. And I'm actually really excited because again, people have really hyped the series up and I have the books. So like why not? But first I have to get through this big, thick, fat ass series of not this one, but like the one that I just talked about. But yeah. Yeah, so this is a book book this is book anyway, so this is the Caraval trilogy. And if I have any time the rest of this month, I was supposed to read this book last month, but I just like I said, I'm in a very big slump. And this is only like this is a novella. This is a very 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 short novella. This is the Sugar novella by Bernice L. McFadden. Essentially like southern small town, two girls end up living totally different lives and they end up becoming unlikely friends. But I'm not really sure how to feel about this book because I am slumpy as fuck. But also like I feel like there's nothing happening already yet. There's nothing happening yet and I'm like halfway through already. So I'm just like not really sure. But if I do have any time, I would like to finish this book because that way I can check it off my TBR. Because again, I was supposed to read it last month, and it didn't happen. But I'm halfway through, so like I'm halfway there, and it's only 200 pages, so it's like it's fine. But anyway, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm busy. I'm so busy and I'm like realizing that this 8 to 5 thing with like yeah, I have a car now so it's cool, but like I don't have the will to read and I'm also getting a lot busier and like it's a little stressful, right? But I also want to like get ready for school cuz school's going to be coming up soon, but yeah, I'm not going to lie. If I don't read any of these books this month, I wouldn't be surprised because it's already July 6th and I've only cracked open the first book in this TBR to like the 75th page, and I'm hoping and hoping and hoping that I can get 300 pages done today. But I know that's not gonna happen. It is fine. It's fine. I'll just like finish it tomorrow. But it's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna try and put the work in because I would like to get these books off my chest and into this box because they're on my mind and I just feel like I really want to read them. And so what happened last month was I read so many books and I was like, you know what, we're gonna update the TBR because like we're hella ahead of schedule, and I did. And now I have like so many books that I'm supposed to be reading, and I just, oh, I'm so fucked. It's fine. I'll just edit it as we go. But anyway, yeah. Comment down below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them. My cat is having a nap, so if you want to see more of this kitty cat, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss when I upload a brand new video. And also like the video because I put a lot of effort into making these things. Just saying, just throwing that out there. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, we'll talk more later. Bye, guys.